Hello, Hoenn homies. My name, wait, you guys aren't the Hoenn homies. I'm not ThirdGenGamer. Wait, rewind that. Hello, Zebstrika Army. My name is Jacob, as always, and welcome to week number 1 of MTBA, the Monotype Battle Association, where your Green Bay Pikachus, coached by me, is taking on ThirdGenGamer, aka Miguel, and his Grand Rapids Groviles. Welcome to the team building section. I might put something in the description where you can skip this part and go straight to the battle. We'll see. Otherwise, if I don't, somebody in the comments, please remind me, because that would be very appreciated. That way you guys can skip the team building part and get straight to the battle, even though some of you guys already know the outcome of this match. I still want to upload this entire season because the whole goal is to win a Draft League championship. So basically, if you guys didn't know, the Monotype Battle Association is a Pokemon Draft League, which is basically fantasy football, and you draft players. So just like in fantasy football, if somebody drafts Aaron Rodgers, nobody else can have it. So if somebody drafts a Pokemon, nobody else can have that Pokemon or typing. So we drafted Flying, number 12 of 14 overall, and our team is as followed: Mega Aerodactyl, Landorus Therian, Tornadus Eye, Mandibuzz, Togetic, Vespiquen, Celesteela, Mantine, Thundurus Therian, Driftblim, and Delibird. I love our team. We were voted number 1 unanimously in the power rankings by the fans and by the 3 analysts, so this should be interesting. Miguel has Model Dragon. His team consists of Mega Latios, Zygarde 50%, Duraludon, Dragalge, Drampa, Druddigon, Garchomp, Dragozolt, and Dragonite. So, Miguel's team is very, very scary. Also, if you guys don't know who Miguel is, have you been living under a rock? I mean, Miguel's one of my best friends, fellow content creator, phenomenal dude. His link to his description, or his link to his channel will be in the description down below, and his Twitter, and his Instagram. If I remember his Instagram, everything will be down below. So, what are you doing? Go subscribe to him right now. He's a great guy. Anyway, we want to win though, so this is not going to be an easy feat for Miguel to win. So anyway, let's go over the team that we bring in. We have the 6 mods, these 6 Pokemon, and why we're bringing them. So first up, we have a specially defensive Celesteela. So basically, we needed this so we could somewhat deal with his Mega Latios. His Mega Latios is an enormous threat to our team. We have good way. We have offensive ways of revenging it, and like a way defensively ways to deal with it too. Like Celesteela, I know it gets Thunderbolt. I know it does. It's like a Coal Mine to attack set. Celesteela can live a modest Thunderbolt, which versus our team, he actually could afford to go modest if he so chose to, because our speed tiers are okay, but it goes from Landorus T at 91 speed to Tornadus I at 111 speed, so that's pretty interesting. So he can go forward to go modest if he wants to. He might go timid, so he can run a little bit more bulk. I'm not sure, but I think he'll be more so he'll be bulky at the team preview. I already know the outcome of this match. This is being done afterwards, but basically my mindset going in is we need to live a +1 Thunderbolt no matter what, and that's what we did. So Leech Seed plus Flash Cannon. Flash Cannon hits his entire team, neutrally at least, except for the Dracozolt, which we will never stay in on because that would be maddening. Dracozolt, by the way, that's the biggest threat to our team. Just Scarf Bolt Beak. Everything dies except for Lando T. And things that might have Wakanberry. But that's it. That is genuinely, that's it. We lose to that mon if Lando T goes down, basically, and if Mega Arrow is gone, because Mega Arrow actually outspeeds Dracozolt unless he like clicks Thunder Wave or Glare or whatever. He's got 3 Glaremons in Drampa, Zygarde 50, and Druddigon. I was like, what is the last one? No. But then he's got like Thunder Wave mons and like Latios and stuff, and Dragonite and Dracozolt. So that's fun. Anyway, Celesteela specially defensive. Metal Sound is so we can successfully beat Dragalge 1v1, so we can successfully beat like a Calm Mind Drampa. We can beat just anything. We can keep things like lower with their HP or their special defense, because it'll go -2 with Metal Sound. So, and it does go through sub, which is important. Metal Sound is a sound-based move, so it'll go through sub, which is really, really important as well, in case you like sub Calm Mind Latios, which I doubt he would be, because then he wouldn't have recovery, because he would need both Ice Beam and Thunderbolt, because Ice Beam hits Lando T and Thunderbolt hits everything else. So that's interesting. Next up, we have a mixed defensive Mandibuzz with heavy duty boots with Roost, Toxic, U-Turn, and Defog. I had weak armor on this. Hindsight's 2020. I should have ran Overcoat or Big Pecs, one of the two. Should not have ran Weak Armor. But the whole mindset behind it was, okay, well, Weak Armor gets us to +2, so we can outspeed something and get a poison off on it if we need to. If he hits us with the physical move, with like Zygarde 50 or Garchomp, something, whatever. So yeah, that would be important, but it's not super important. I mean, U-turn just for momentum, because Mandibuzz kind of forces switch-ins a little bit, depending on what's out and what's not out. And plus, we can get a little chip, and we can poison something, and that's important always. The whole goal is to like poison Mega Latios because that's a threat, or just poison anything in general. Sub-Coil Zygarde would be an issue for Mandibuzz, but we have a physically defensive Togetic to help deal with that, so that's important. With Wish, Roost, Nasty Plot, and Dazzling Gleam, this could potentially win late game. I just have to scout. I have to eliminate Dracozolt, for one. I have to then weaken his team, and I have to weaken Duraludon too. So I figured, the mods I figured he'd bring would be like Zygarde 50, Garchomp, Latios, Dracozolt, Dragonite, and Duraludon. Those were the 6 I was anticipating. He did bring a few different things that I wasn't necessarily anticipating, but we'll get in that in a little bit. So there's that. This could potentially win late game if need be, if Dracozolt was gone, but I figured he would probably save Dracozolt for cleanup late game, so we'll get on that later. Next up, we have a Torn Eye with Tailwind, Hurricane, Icy Wind, and Psychic. So the whole goal of Torn Eye right here was pretty simple. We need to, we can assume, like, the combination of these 3 moves, Psychic hits Dragalge, is hard, Icy Wind hits Garchomp and Zygarde like quad super effectively, and Dragonite too. And then Hurricane hits everything else neutrally. So Hurricane is, Icy Wind also hits Duraludon harder than her. Well, actually Hurricane's 165. Actually no, Hurricane would be stronger because 165 divided by 2 is 82.5. So that'd be stronger than Icy Wind's 55 base power because it's neutral. So yeah, Hurricane would hit most things like hardest except for Zygarde, Dragonite, and the one Mon Garchomp. So yeah, that's the whole premise of this. We have a Life Orb number. If you guys don't know what a Life Orb number is, basically it's anything that ends in a 9, because that way it gives you allows you to give you 1 more Life Orb hit or 1 more hit in general. So yeah, we're creeping Latios outright. I'm not screwing around. So I've never played Miguel in Draft League. I haven't played a lot of these coaches in this league in Draft League, honestly. So realistically speaking, I didn't know how he creep. Like I showed him kind of the whole basics of Draft League because I helped him build for his week 2 game first. That way he would have an idea how to build for Draft League. I showed him like the damage calculator I use, how to do speed creeps, and all that fun stuff. For a lot of time in this league, like basically we're going to be generically speed creeping. Typically I like to aggressively speed creep, but I don't know how much experience a lot of these coaches have or whatever, like in Draft League, so I don't want to aggressively speed creep and then we get burned. Like basically what aggressively speed creeping is, so realistically his Latios shouldn't run max speed. It should only run enough speed for Landorus, which hits 310. So then he would be 311, so we'd be 312, and then we'd have 144 more EVs to work with, and that would give us a lot more bulk or whatever we want to do. So basically that was the whole goal, but I didn't know how he creep. I didn't know if he would just creep. Turns out he did just creep Landorus like I figured he would, but I didn't want to assume that he would do that, and I don't want to get burned week 1 of this league, because obviously whole goal is we want to win as much as we can. We want to win every single week if we can. So obviously that's the whole goal of Pokemon, is to win the games. So yeah, so that was the whole premise behind and whole idea behind Tornadus. And Tailwind was nice in case he got set up with Dragon Dance on any Mon, and then we'd have Mons to revenge, basically, like Aerodactyl, Landorus, etc. So Landorus right here we're a very bulky choice banded set, so we needed to live certain hits from certain Pokemon, right? So it helps us deal with, I think we lived an Adamant, Choice Banded, Hustle, Outrage after Stealth Rock from a Dracozolt. So that's what we needed to do, and then we click Earthquake and kill. Well, Earthquake kills anyway. No. I think it might have been an Adamant Hustle. No, it was also a critically hit. If he was like Scarfed Outrage, if he clicked that versus our team, versus Landorus, we lived the Adamant crit, Hustle boosted, Outrage after Stealth Rock, and then we'd in turn knock it out with an Earthquake. That was the whole understanding from Landorus T right here. So these will probably be out on Saturdays mostly. Maybe Fridays I'll even do. Maybe I'll pick Fridays actually to release the MTBA videos every week. We're already into week 5 at the time of recording this, which is Thursday, June 4th. I'm recording this. So yeah, basically we have Edgequake because it hits his entire team. Earthquake for Dragonite and the Latios. U-turn for Momentum and Expulsion just to go boom boom if we need it, basically, is my whole goal. And then next up we have a very bulky, physically defensive Mega Aerodactyl with Ice Fang, Roost, Stealth Rock, and Earthquake. This can take an Adamant plus 1,000 arrows from a Zygarde 50. Might have been even Life Orb. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I knew it took plus 1 Adamant 1,000 arrows from Zygarde 50 after Stealth Rock. So if you guys don't know how 1,000 arrows works, it hits everything. Doesn't matter if you're levitating, on an air balloon, flying type, it'll hit you. So Mega Aerodactyl, since it is flying type, it'll take neutral damage right away, and then the next turn it'll be super effective damage. So if you're like a Rotom Wash, you would actually just be weak to it right away. Even though technically Rock is weak to it, it'll still hit it neutrally, and then we'll take the hit. So that's how it'll work. It'll be super effectively the next turn when we're grounded after we lose our flying type. And then, but yeah, mons like Rotom Wash or Bronzong would just get blasted by it because they're just weak to it naturally. But anyway, Ice Fang, obviously, he's Dragon, super effective. Earthquake for the Duraludon makes sense to me. Roost for longevity, and Stealth Rock to get them up, to get some chip. I knew Stealth Rock wasn't very good versus team, but I needed to know what item Dragonite was, whether it was heavy duty boots or etc. So basically, if he could have been, say we didn't run rocks, say we ran like Own Claws or something, I wouldn't know how to play around Dragonite as well, and that would be a bigger threat because I wouldn't know its item. If it switches into rocks, doesn't take damage, I know it's heavy duty boots, and we're good. But anyway, this is the whole team. Let's get to transition to the battle right now, and let's do that. BRB. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen of Strike Army and home and homies alike, we're back with the battle portion, which hopefully I put, like, comment in the description saying when the battle starts, but maybe I didn't, so remind me if I didn't, please. Anyway, as you can see, he brought Mega Latios, Zygarde 50%, Duraludon, Dragonite, Dracozolt, and Drampa. He did not end up bringing his Garchomp, which is scary because SD3 attacks with, like, Fire Fang, Iron Head, and Stone Edge was pretty problematic. I mean, sure, we had a Landorus. And also, do note, you might be wondering why I have no HP Ice Mons. Obviously, Icy Wind's nicer because of lower speed. But that's because during week 1, during the Team Builder, I initially thought Hidden Powers were not allowed. I thought all the cut moves, we're not going to allow those, but we are allowing cut moves. So Landorus gets punishment. If we wanted to run that in future weeks. And then any hidden powers we want to run, we can do that as well. Or any other cut moves like return or anything else that we might want. So I thought that was important as well. So anyway, looking at his team, it's very scary. So what I anticipated was a bulky, like max HP Mega Latios with Bolt Beam, Roost, and Calm Mind. Or Recover, same principle. I was expecting like a Yashi Dragon Dance Zygarde 50. Probably Shookaberry, or even just like Life Orb Duraludon, either Heavy Duty Boots or Weakness Policy Dragonite, Scarf Dragonzol 100%, and Drampa at Team Preview. I thought it'd be like a specially defensive Leech Seed set to help deal with Celesteela with like Flamethrower, because it kind of walled Celesteela, especially ours. Because if it were Sap Sipper, it was immune to Leech Seed, so we need to play around that the best we can. But anyway, I decided to lead my Mega Aerodactyl as he decides to lead his Zygarde 50. I just go for the immediate Ice Fang because I know it's more than likely going to 2-hit KO, and unfortunately, we get the freeze, as you're going to see right there. So this Zygarde was going to click Glare. As you can see, if it cleared it, that's one less Mon that Dracozolt's got to deal with later, outspeeding it, and unless we have another Scarf Mon, yeah, Dracozolt's a problem, big problem, but we do get the fortunate freeze for us. Don't worry, he'll get some RNG in his favor later on us. Obviously not as huge as the freeze, but it did help him come back in a little bit in the game and everything like that. But anyway, I go for Ice Fang. Next up, I immediately go for Stealth Rock, as it's frozen. The reason I do that is because his team might not be super weak to Stealth Rock, but the chip on like Dracozolt and Latios will be nice. And as well, we'll know the item on Dragonite right away. Well, not the immediate item. We'll know if it's heavy duty boots, because if it switches in, doesn't take damage, it's heavy duty boots, which is broken item. Very, very good item, generation 8. Probably, definitely the best item they released, no doubt. And then, and it's funny because people think Game Freak only thinks about doubles, but heavy duty boots is a single based item, which is funny. So yeah, I thought that was really funny. But anyway, or mostly, it's basically only singles use. You don't really use it in doubles ever. I can't think of one situation that you'd want to, because people don't really bring Stealth Rock or entry hazards in doubles. But anyway, yeah, we'll immediately know if it's heavy duty boots is what I'm trying to get across. Anyway, Celesteela right here is on Duraludon. I actually double into Landorus. Scouting if it has Thunderbolt, and it ends up having Thunderbolt. And I really wanted to click U-turn here, predicting a switch into like Latios or Dragonite. But I click Earthquake to play it safe, because I'm like, we're Choice Banded. He's not going to want to take that hit, even if he is Shuckaberry. But now we go into our Mandibuzz as he just fires off an Ice Beam, which is a good play. And instead of clicking Roost here, which is what I should have done, I click U-turn. I guess it's fair, because at least we get some chip on this, and I knew Ice Wing would do a lot of damage. It does 42%. He clicks Thunderbolt, doesn't do like any damage to us. And now Zygarde comes in as fodder, because he doesn't want anything else taking any damage. But first we Roost, because I need to keep healthy on Aerodactyl, because I knew it was really important in the entire game. So he goes into Duraludon now. I decided to go on Mandibuzz as fodder, but he just clicks Stealth Rock. It's a good play. Now I click Roost because I have no reason not to click Roost. I figured we'd be a little bit faster because we are running a little bit of speed to creep Duraludon. I think we were running like 2 more base speed. Or no, we were like running 4 more base points other than that. But yeah, as you can see, Dragonite comes in. It's the boots. We click Toxic as he starts setting up Dragonite. I click U-turn for some chip. And I go Landorus because I need to keep this thing at bay the best we can. And now it's at +1 attack instead of +2 attack, which is good. And now we just go back to the Mandibuzz because I'm like, I'm not taking any damage on Landorus. That would be very silly of me to take any kind of damage on Landorus. So I just stay with Mandibuzz, let it go down to Dragonite, and we're in really, really good shape as it's getting whittled down. So now we click Protect as he tries to Thunder Punch us. His Dragonite's getting really whittled down. It's at 3% now, and I have to let something take damage. Hindsight's 2020. I should have definitely let Togetic go down, because Celesteela is incredible versus team. That was really bad, and we don't get the Thunder Wave off or anything. So I actually click Flash Cannon and try to keep Latios low. We do get crit, so now he's going to be forced to click Roost again, which is important, and that allows us to click Leech Seed on it. So that's very important that we got a seed off on that thing right now. As he just clicks Thunderbolt, does not cake us out because we're pretty much max specially defensive. And our Celesteela comes out, and now it's starting to get some HP back. We got fully paralyzed because we're trying to click Protect. He clicks Roost, so it didn't really matter. So we still get the HP back that we were gonna. But now we click Protect, and now it's really important. Now we're at like getting up to 60% now. And he should have just kept attacking us and kept our Celesteela low, because that would have helped his Drampa and Duraludon later in the game. He actually goes into Drampa now as I click Protect, doing some more chip damage. And I was afraid he was going to be a Calm Mindset, so I was not messing around. So I go into my Togetic as fodder, and he clicks Ice Beam. So I actually think I click Dazzling Gleam and get a good chunk off. I actually click Roost first. Now I get Dazzling Gleam off up on this Duraludon, just as some chip. And that's a 2-hit KO, or it's a roll to 2-hit KO from that range. But he gets an unfortunate crit. So that's really important. Why is it important? Here's why it's important. Because we go to Mega Aerodactyl now, and we click Earthquake, and he's like max physically defensive. And he ends up doing a lot of damage to our Mega Aero. So we kill Duraludon, sure. But now he goes into Mega Latios, and we have to basically... I try to Roost stall him basically at this point, because we're up 4-3 right now, as he clicks Psychic. That's a very good play, because it plays around us, and I'm like, now he's got Psychic. I didn't know if he'd bring that. That was a very good play of him bringing that, so I have to go to Tornadus. I cannot screw around with this at all. So what I do is just click Psychic right there, and that's really important, knocking it out. And he goes to Drampa. So basically, I had a couple different plays here. I contemplated clicking Tailwind here. The reason I didn't is because I did some calcs. I'm like, well, if he's like physically defensive Drampa or something, Choice Banded Earthquake with 0 attack investment isn't going to KO. It will KO Dracozolt no matter what, but it's not going to KO Drampa for sure. So my best play is 100% to get Psychic Chip on it go into Landers and click Earthquake and win the game. And I knew we could live any hit unless it critically hit the Outrage. So that was also important right there. So we had to think about that as well. So we get the chip damage we need. The Berserk goes off, and luckily for us, he doesn't click. I think he might have had Roost, but I don't think he clicked it. We go into Landorus, and we get the nice Intimidate on it, and Earthquake does indeed KO it. There was no kind of roll, definitely going to KO it. And at this point, he can't click Outrage, otherwise Celesteela just wins the game. So if he wasn't Scarfed, we win the game outright right away. If he was Scarfed, he can't click Rock. He would have to basically get tons and tons of flinches on my Pokemon, on both Selly and Landorus. So at this point, he had the flinch to win the game. So we're gonna click Earthquake. We're gonna get flinched first. Then we're not gonna get flinched the second time and KO the Dracozolt. But Miguel, GG, my dude. You played very well. You built a very, very good team, especially since that was your first ever Draft League game by yourself where you built. So you built this phenomenal team. So his entire goal of the team was to like Thunderwave spam or Glare spam my Mons and Dracozolt winning. So I was never going to allow Landorus to get weakened though, because I knew how important it was. And that's why I was trying to keep Celesteela at a good amount of HP as well, because I knew how important that was to winning the game. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, Substrike Army and when homies alike, I couldn't remember what Miguel calls his viewers, and that's really bad of me. But anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I love you all. We'll probably make this a Friday thing, like I may have said in the team builder for the MTBA battles. But anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I love you all. Peace out.